What's up, Trader's Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option. And this is your look at the week that was. Today, I'm going to tell you about what happened with the major indexes and stocks, give you a little update on what happened with the conference, talk to you about a little bit about a trade that many of my traders that attended the conference got to close, and maybe I'll give you a look ahead at volatility. So with that, let's dig in. So, folks, before I begin, I want to remind you that time is running out to join Leisha's masterclass. The first class is Monday. You've got to check it out. She's going to walk you through how to use pitchforks, how to use candles, dojis, bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing, hammers, the whole 9 yards. And she's also going to reveal her special scan to find breakout stocks. If you haven't joined yet, you got to join. You can click the link in this email. If you're watching me on YouTube, the link is in the description. Also, like and subscribe. So it was a really interesting week for the S&P 500. Pretty down one, to say the least. But with the rally on Friday, we did still manage to be up for the month of July, ever so slightly. Now, we still got a couple of days next week to see where July is, but look at the pattern we had. So we kind of tanked off the top, blew through the 21, breached the 50-day moving average in the S&P, and now we've gotten a little bounce. So now the question is, are we going to make a run at the 100-day moving average, or are we going to bounce back to the 21-day moving average? Let's take a look at the Qs and see if we can get some answers. Well, the Qs are still well below the 50, and they're actually testing the 100 right now. Almost got there on Thursday, bounced a little bit on Friday. It's interesting that the Qs were the softest of the bunch. They look like they want to try and breach that 100-day moving average. Diamonds, kind of a different story. You know, after getting to the 21, they got a nice bounce. And the Russell 2000, it is back to taking off. Now, we're not at the highs that we kind of hit on the 16th, so it's kind of an interesting spot. But I think the money is going to continue to kind of roll into the industrials and out of the NASDAQ 100. And that trade is going to naturally pull the S&P lower. So I like the S&P to potentially touch the 100-day moving average potentially next week. What would cause that? You're going to have to watch my look at the week ahead video. So what caused kind of Friday's action? Well, we had PCE and consumer confidence. PCE came in about even. Consumer confidence pretty good. That is going to be great for that continued. We're just going to get some maintenance rate cuts in September, not emergency rate cuts because the economy is doing poorly. That's big. All right, so now what I want to talk to you about is a stock called EVRI. On Tuesday at the conference, someone called out, hey, take a look at EVRI. We did. And there was a lot of action on the August 10 calls. We looked, and the August 10 calls and the September 10 calls were the exact same price. Many of the people that were in attendance or watching online bought the EVRI September 10 calls for 60 cents. Well, take a look at where those September 10 calls ended up. They closed at 290. They traded. If you look, the September 10 calls traded as high as $3.55. If you attended the conference, you bought 5 of these. 5 of them turned into $1,200 in profit. An absolute winner. And that's just the best one. There were a bunch of other nice ones that we had at the conference. Next year, if you see the opportunity to either join the live stream or join us live in Chicago, and you can make it, take the opportunity. My goal is to pay for it many, many times over every single year. We definitely did that. Did that this year. If you followed along with all the trades, really happy that that happened. Lastly, I want to look at VIX. VIX was down big, but certainly not out of the woodwork. Still holding 16. A lot of times, if you look at major VIX moves, there's almost always a kind of pullback, these intermittent pullback after big candles. So take a look at 2022. We got a big green, pull back a little bit, green, pull back a little bit, and then we take off again. So we may be in one of those patterns where we continue to see some shaking out. Obviously, I'm not willing to, I don't have an axe to grind whether we go up or down, but I just want you to be prepared that that is still a possibility. All right, folks, that was the week that was. Make sure to, again, check out Leisha's masterclass. And next year, if you get the opportunity, you don't want to miss the Option Pick Conference. You're watching me on YouTube, like and subscribe. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. I'll be back with a look at the week ahead in my next video. Have a good one.